Hey everybody, it's Party Elite. Welcome you back to another episode of our Planet Zoo franchise mode Let's Play, where we're going to dive right back into Elite Zoo North and make some important tweaks and changes to what we accomplished last session, and then move forward to other ideas that I've got that I really want to implement. Hopefully we can get a lot done today. I just want to mention something really quickly, folks, first. So as always, if you've been enjoying this series and you'd like to see it continue, please don't hesitate to leave a like and a comment down below. I say it all the time. I look at the number of likes and comments to get a quick read on what y'all are interested in watching more of on this channel. It does make a very big difference in how I approach things, and I enjoy reading through all the comments. Again, there's always good feedback, good suggestions, good thoughts, good jokes, whatever it might be. I like reading through all the comments. Now, with that said, unfortunately, for today's session, this is one of those rare occasions where I have to record before I've been able to read through all the comments. So I apologize if I'm not able to address your comments specifically today, if I don't respond to it in today's session. I will be reading through all the comments still. However, there's reason to believe that things might be getting a bit more serious here in Toronto as far as our whole quarantine situation is concerned. So there's a lot of errands that need to be run today that we were hoping to not have to run unless absolutely necessary, but it's feeling like it might be a little necessary. Not to be too gloomy or anything, but basically what that means is I've got some other errands to run today, as a result of which I have to record this now rather than after having read through all the comments, which is what I typically prefer to do. So I apologize about that. Again, it's a rare occurrence, so I hope you all don't mind, but I will be reading through the comments anyway. And of course, the comments you leave in today's video, based on what we do today, I'll be reading through those as well before the next session is recorded. What a wild time we live in, right? So let's go ahead and hit play, because the time lapse I have planned, I obviously don't want to execute it during the snow. So let's go ahead and hit play. I'm going to keep an eye out on our new animals and stuff. When I say our new animals and stuff, I obviously mean our orangutan. And there's some stuff that I can do here right off the bat. Well, first things first, let's go ahead and take a look at our staff, because as many of you rightfully pointed out, there seems to be a new mechanic who we have, who's escaped our financial... what should I call it? Approach. Let's call it an approach. Your salary needs to be dropped down a little bit. I apologize. It's just, everyone's got to be on equal footing, right? So everyone starts with the same salary. That's my way of justifying it. Seems like people are enjoying the view of the orangutan here. Well, that's a weird visual glitch. I've never seen that. There we go. Just had to deselect and reselect it. But this is good. There is a good view right now. I do hope the weather clears up soon, because we have to change the barrier out and stuff. There's a lot to do over here. And I got some great suggestions from the comments that I did manage to read as well. So I'm looking forward to working on this a bit more today. And then hopefully also, yes, getting a beauty pass going in the area as well. Again, that's what I'm hoping to do. I'm hoping to do all of that today, but there is a chance that today's episode is going to focus on reworking the orangutan habitat a little bit and getting some new animals in as well. So again, that's the plan for the day. We'll see how far we can push it. So that's the salary check done. Over here, I wanted to do a quick check on our... They're so tiny. Oh my god. You'd like barely be able to see them if they were held up against your face. Let's see. Oh, look at how many there are. Oh, and actually, you know what? A good opportunity to see that the keeper can, in fact, yes, get to the food up there. Good stuff. Now, there are still some escape routes over here, it seems. How can you get out? How are you getting out of there? You can't possibly climb this. Oh, you know what the issue is? It's probably not actually able to climb out, but instead it's probably because of how we've laid out the habitat's barriers and whatnot. I'll explain what I mean in just a moment as I fix this. I think repairing this is important to ensuring no more escapes happen. Let's get you there. This will just be an extra long piece, basically. There we go. So if you take a look at... we can even find... there we go, the gate. If we take a look at the barrier here, I think it's probably because it's sticking out a little bit over here. I feel like... let's find out. If I move this, if I adjust you like so... it won't let me. Come on now, let's get you over to here. Okay, and if I add a piece to the center, we got to make sure that it actually follows the curve and stuff. Do that, and hopefully Hopefully, we'll be good. Let's find out. Oh, sorry. Need to click on. Of course, it's gonna rain now. Oh, look at them, a little cute little family feasting together. I'm assuming that's the dad who's decided to just literally go against my word just because I said it. Oh, you know what? Looks like there's some tiny gaps down here. Oh, these are more than tiny gaps. Okay, glad I checked. Glad I checked. All right. Well, I'm glad the snow and the rain is all happening at once because that means that once it's all done, we can dive into our time lapse. The mist looks extra beautiful in the rain and the snow, I have to say. Especially the rain. Especially the rain. There we go. We gotta nudge all of these down a little bit. Seems I did not notice the elevation change that happens at one point in the terrain. Not a problem. So let's go ahead and drop all that down just a touch. That should do the trick over there. Let's go ahead and check real quick. Oh, I gotta find my babies. There you are. Nope, that's not a baby. Come on. Oh, come on. Come on. There we go. And let's check your... Beautiful. And it looks like they're actually not able to swim into the orangutan enclosure. Man. Because I guess they're blocked off over here. Interesting. Didn't expect that would be how it works. I was so sure when I laid it out that there was an opening. You know what? We're gonna play it safe. Go ahead and get you down over here. Like so. Oh, you know what? I think right. This was pointed out in the comments as well. It might be because Komodo dragons don't really go underwater. They don't swim underwater. They just float on the water. They stay at the surface level, so they probably wouldn't actually be going down there. Now let's take a quick look at our buddy here, who is taking a nap under the trees. I mean, sure, if that's what you prefer. You are falling hungry. There's a lot I need to do here. I need to get more enrichment stuff. I need to get, well, apparently food. There is food over here. So the keeper is able to reach here to put food down. That's good. Is the keeper able to come to the other side to put food down? Even if they are, the animal isn't able to come here. We know that, so we'll keep an eye out on that. Now, what's the deal over here? Animals hungry, animals hungry, animals hungry, animals hungry. Lots of hungry animals. Fighting for alpha status is okay. Guriel, right. We had to correct this situation. People seemed excited about the fights about to break out. I am definitely not. Let's go ahead and take a look at what have we... 25 animals? Okay, that's a problem. I wish the names wouldn't bug out like this. So Ovni is still young enough to have more babies. Everybody else... There's protesters over here. That's what they're excited about. They're excited about protesting. Where is the father here? Where is the father here? Alright, well, in that case, let's go ahead and pause for a second. I guess I have to check on all of these animals, find the best option. I don't remember our male Guriel passing away, but I guess it happened. So let's go ahead and try and find our genetically, ideal male, and then we can get a female, Guriel, because obviously, if we look at the stud book here, Ovni is the mom. Oh, hang on. Are you the father? Where's Ratchet the... No, I don't remember. Anyway, Ovni is obviously, yeah, inbreeding. Lots of gold stand... Oh my... Oh, there we go. Viraj. Why could I not see his name? In that case, we will keep the original breeding pair. Where is Viraj? Got Ovni. And there he is, Viraj. Also, yes, decent age. And I believe we have good genes among them. We must. Yeah, these are great genes. Now let's go ahead and find Ovni. Where are you? There we go, Ovni. I believe you're also one with supreme... Oh my god, yes. And they've got some years on them still. 35 years old. Let's take a look at their Zoopedia entries to see when they stop. Sterility is at 50 years. Postulated, so we don't know for sure. But 50 years. So you've got another 15 years on you. Yep, and then Viraj has another... Oh my god, Viraj has a long time to go. Alright, cool. So everybody but the mom and dad need to be packed away. Some of them we will release to the wild. In fact, you know what? Let's go ahead and take a look here. Oh my god, look at these genes. Wow. Okay, wow. Here, pretty solid as well. What about you? Okay, so these two maybe we release to the wild. The good genes, again, I wouldn't mind if other zoos had them. Again, it's being a team player to make sure that all the zoos can come together and help the species as a whole, right? So, Ratchit will release you to the wild. My thinking is that superior genes across all the zoos will help build superior genes that get released to the wild. Slightly weaker genes get released to the wild right now to help propagate naturally instead. So, Ratchit, you are out. Mahika, you are also going to be released to the wild. Good stuff. Feeling pretty good about this episode already. I like the feeling of having high quality animals, you know, from our zoo, not just at our zoo, but from our zoo. Look at the little babies, they're so tiny. So tiny. Ahana, let's go ahead and release you as well. Okay, I'll release you. And over here, Thirsty, right by the water. It's an easy fix, I imagine. I believe we can release you to the wild as well. Good genes, not the best genes. Release to the wild. And I think all we have left are some of our adults with extremely good genes. Animals. So, Daksha. Have I checked you? Yep. Let's send you to the trade center. I should have just done that all at once. My apologies. Nitara, let's send you to the trade center as well. These are all excellent genes, I would say. Now, some might be better than their parents, but I do hold loyalty to my original two. Now, the upcoming brood, or whatever you want to call it, they seem to be pretty solid as well. Not the best, not as good as our previous batch, but still pretty good. Still pretty solid, I would say. Fertility is kind of low, but again, that's a stat that's very variable between generations, so you're still good to trade. Who else have we got? So Harshil, I believe. Oh my god. Part of me doesn't want to get rid of these animals. But again, our current breeding pair are very, very young still in comparison to their age of sterility. Size is a little low here. Maybe we release Rishi as well. Wow, that is fantastic. Sure. So Avni and Viraj are still here. I believe we are good for animals now because you're going to be sent to the trade center. Do another quick check here. Overcrowding was an understatement. This was really bad. 4 females, 2 males. I believe we can unpause here real quick. And hopefully, there we go. Are you an adult? No, these are all little babies. All little babies. I don't know if it's still counting the other females who are in the trade center, I guess. Okay, fair enough. Protesters are hopefully going to be done now. Leaving zoo. Excellent. That negativity is gone. These animals are happy, I'm pretty sure. And what have we got going on over here? Animal has eaten guest food. No. Oh, no. Olivet. You absolute monsters in the area. Do I not have a do not feed sign? I guess I gotta put them down. Man, do not feed. You'd think it'd be obvious. But nothing is to guests. They don't even understand how bins work sometimes. That's the other thing. I don't even know if an animal was fed or if it was a trash person throwing their trash just, you know, where they shouldn't. Put all this down. There we go. Stop feeding my animals. I'm looking over here. Spot, fine. Well, I spotted a protester. Fine. It's okay. Not a big deal. Money's hopefully recovering now. Pre-forager can't be reached. Feeding station can't be reached. Okay. Good. The game straight up just tells us that these can't be reached. But we're going to be solving that in today's time-lapse. I would say first time-lapse, but I can't guarantee there'll be a second just yet. Let's go ahead and say hello to some folks over here. Wolf Shadow made it around again. Papa Nurgle made it around again as well. Hope y'all are doing well. There we go. Hellos all around. Our conservation credits are looking pretty good. And again, we do have some animals that need trading out, right? But before I get into that, let's take a look at some of my other notes over here. There's an education board apparently that is missing the correct information. Let me just take a quick peek. Guest education. There we go. This one, I'm guessing. Yes. Again, thank you. I don't kid around when I say I read all the comments. Come on now. Come on now. Let me pick you. Let me pick you. Okay. That's not exactly what I wanted. There we go. Okay. Can I... Yes. Orangutan, please. And up over here. I'm pretty sure the speaker is fine, but... Dangerous animals escaped. We'll check on that. Hang on now. Wait. No, you're not supposed to do this. We're gonna sort this out shortly. Have you eaten? Looks like you have eaten, so that's good. So enrichment is low, but everything else is fine. And how are we doing over here, actually? No money there. I'm looking at the wrong angle. It's confusing sometimes. Wow, look at that. 3,191. Alright, Jay Chandra. Go ahead and capture you. Sun's just rising, so it might be right about time for the time-lapse, actually. Wait for the sun to rise naturally. I prefer when the sun rises naturally. Now, I got some name suggestions that I'll be able to implement right now. So, for example, the Information Center. Oh my god. Learn to be like you, Info Center. Because, of course. Now, the Missy Good, I'm pretty sure donuts, it's all kind of a tasty snack food. Maybe it works better for a Cosmic Cow ice cream, this one. Oranganic Eats. And Missy Good will be Prime 8s. Oh. Oh my god. There were so many good suggestions. Again, I love seeing all the suggestions. I got a couple noted down for the hats. I got a couple noted down for the Gulpy Soda as well. Actually, no, you know what? I don't think I've seen any for the Gulpy Soda yet, but do keep them coming, folks, because I love implementing your name suggestions. It sparks much joy. And now the sun has risen almost fully. I'm gonna have to add more like keepers for the greater flamingos. Like, I'm not seeing any food get put down here or here or here. Keepers should be able to reach them just fine. Move you in as well. Sure. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Like, that should really stop being a problem with the flamingo. Really needs to stop being a problem. Now, over here, looks like this croc is kind of blocking things again. So we'll have a keeper come through and move you. That's my head canon when we do that, is a keeper has come through and moved the animal. every once in a while, I'm okay with that kind of a check-in. Is it bright enough? I think it's probably bright enough that we can hop into our time-lapse. Maybe let's take care of our pronghorn antelope first real quick. So Zavrina is pregnant, so we're obviously not getting rid of you. Oh. Oh, those are bad stats. I should have actually gotten rid of her a lot sooner. Yardley's good. Sorry, I need to get rid of a male, right? I don't know why I'm looking at my females here. So let's see. Tearless is obviously staying. Inbull is also preggers. I just want to check in on my... Tearless is getting to work. Okay, good. I just want to see the potential results that I might be getting in the near future. So Benjamin needs to go. There was a time when it only counted the adult males, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Tearless, I'm sure he'll maintain alpha status. Oh, look at these stats, though. Wow. Is your father who I think it is? No, unknown mom and dad. Well, Benjamin, we're going to trade you out. Because those are great stats. I'm going to trade you out. Tearless stays the king of this, of these plains, as it were. Okay. So that's that taken care of. Just taking a quick look at my notes again. Want to make sure I've sorted as much as possible. before I dive into this this time lapse. I've got it paused because I do think the lighting's fine right now. Okay, so one thing I want to do here real quick is I want to check in on, well, two things rather, sorry. First of all, work zone, just a nice suggestion over here. Southeast Asia main, let's go ahead and rename it to Southeast Asia Islands. It's nice to, again, this is a great suggestion in the comments. It's nice to, wow, apparently I can't type. Islands, thank you. It's a nice implementation of the region and whatnot. It's a nice touch internally for our staff and stuff. It's like, oh yeah, you know, there's some personality for the staff as well. It's not just for the guests. All right, so we're fine there. Vet research complete over here. I'm guessing that's for the Komodo dragon and the orangutan. Great. And over here, cool. We're all good. All right, so the second thing I wanted to check was I did receive a suggestion with regards to, sorry, Zoopedia, with regards to what we might be able to put in this little corner over here. So if we take a look at the map, I believe it was, one of the things was the death adder fits in the area, and the eastern brown snake fits in the area, and also the giant burrowing cockroach fits in the area. Now, yes, I know it's Australia. I know we've named the work zone Southeast Asia, but I guess I could consider it as Oceania. Yeah, Oceania. I was like, I'm pretty sure it all. You know, actually, I'm glad that the game classifies that Oceania. Cool. So I think that's what we'll do. We'll go ahead and back over here, because we were talking about trying to get more people to come here, right? So if we get some of those animals, maybe place them over here or place them over here, then it'll give people some motivation to come back here, check out some of these exhibits, and make us some more money back here, give these vendors something to do over here as well. But that'll be something I pair with a beauty pass potentially, or maybe after the time lapse. For now, folks, we're going to dive on in and try to fix up the enclosure over here, try to make everything accessible. There were a lot of tips given to me in the comments. I'm trying to implement as much of them as possible, but enough of me rambling about what I'm going to do. Time for me to do it. Folks, it's time-lapse time. All right, folks, this is another fairly satisfying time-lapse, I've got to say. We solve a lot of the issues that were left over from the previous session. I think the orangutan enclosure looks a lot better now, with the glass gone and with the wooden barrier instead, because I feel like it ties everything together a lot more nicely. So as I make some of these tweaks and changes to this passageway, I use the null barrier trick instead, and I use glass to sort of block off and seal off the quote-unquote cage area so that people can walk through safely. As I do all that, I just want to really quickly touch on something. So last session I mentioned trying to figure out my favorite orangutan. Is it King Louis, or is it and then I mentioned I forgot the name of the orangutan from Planet of the Apes, and the responses were really interesting to me. Because yes, Maurice is obviously the orangutan from Planet of the Apes. However, I mean, maybe I'm about to show my age here or something, but that is not the movie I was thinking about. I was thinking about Dr. Zaius, or Zaius, I'm pretty sure. So I thought that was really funny. Now, not to take anything away from the new movies, because I enjoy them a lot. I think they're really well made. They're really interesting. The characterization is really cool. Andy Serkis in motion capture suits is always fantastic. As far as like Caesar and stuff is concerned. But if you haven't seen the original Planet of the Apes film from, I think it was like 68 or something, 1968 or something. If you haven't seen that yet, I can highly recommend it. It's a little campy, it's a little cheesy, but it is a classic. And if you're looking for an interesting movie, it is. It's not a kids movie, so just a heads up. But I can definitely recommend checking out the original Planet of the Apes from whatever it was. I think it was the 60s. Great film. But yes, Dr. Zaius is the one that I was thinking of. Well, when I mentioned that, though Maurice is also fantastic, but they're fantastic in two completely different ways. I was completely fascinated by the responses. I think there was only one that mentioned Dr. Zayas, which I thought was funny. But yeah, check it out. Don't watch any of the sequels though. They're I mean, you can watch them, but they get really campy. The sequels are really really campy. I don't want to spoil anything if anybody wants to experience it. It's a good way to kill time, that's for sure. You can throw it on in the background. The first one, I'd watch it properly. Anyway, sorry, that's my little mini rant, I guess. Again, not to take anything away from everyone that said Maurice, because I agree, Maurice is also fantastic. And actually, it made me kind of want to watch the new movies again. But if you haven't seen the original, highly recommended. Yeah, but sorry, I saw that and I was like, oh, I gotta mention this next session. Anyway, back on our actual topic. Sorry for the little tangent there. You can see I've completely rebuilt this cage area. It's a lot cleaner looking now because we got rid of the gates, so the path doesn't narrow, so it's a lot wider. There's a lot more breathing room. It's a lot nicer to look at, I think. It works a lot nicer as well. And you know, after this time lapse, as I see, or as I've already seen, guests are able to navigate it without running away scared. At least from my understanding of it, they're not scared anymore, even though they seem to be scared previously when we'd initially, you know, made the space, and that might partly be helped because of the proper kind of glass cage structure that we've built now, which ensures that there's no way the orangutan can come through. I also like how the wooden cage structure looks. But anyway, that aside, the next step was to make sure that the tunnels were filled in, which you saw me just complete. You just saw me complete that task, and then I wanted to make sure that the orangutan can actually get across the little tunnel here as well, little walkway, because I wanted to make sure that, well, I mean, that's part of the experience, right? On top of that, I was hoping that they'd be able to climb on top and stay on top and walk up and down the top of the tunnel as well, which is another hope of mine with this enclosure, but we'll see how it all works out, and if it all works out. Now, here is another thing that was suggested in the comments, which I kind of, again, from the comments that I was able to read. So I kind of took it and I evolved it to try and see how we could maybe implement it. Made a huge mistake there in deleting the habitat entrance, the keeper entrance, I mean. So that means I'm going to have to reassign all the education boards and stuff. Very frustrating. Very, very unfortunate. I shouldn't say frustrating, just unfortunate. It was my bad. But anyway, the idea here that was suggested in some of the comments was like, why not give the temple a second floor? And then it kind of feels like a bit more of a natural way for our keepers and stuff to walk between the sections rather than this weird tunnel or you know, a rooftop thing that doesn't marry into the enclosure properly. And I like that. I didn't want to do all this close to the temple area though, only because I felt like it would block the view too much. It might not look too nice. And when I say temple area, I mean the Komodo dragon area. I just felt like it would make that area too busy. And what I would rather do is have people that are coming in from the Crocs, have them pass under this bridge and then not have to think about that again. So they enter the experience once they go under this staff bridge, basically, is my mentality, my thinking, which is why I wanted to put it on this side. Now, I want to style it accordingly, and in my head, it's almost like this side, the side that's closer to the entrance is a bit more of this like wooden village play space kind of a feel, whereas the far side, which is, you know, close to the corner, is more of that temple feel. So I try to blend that in this enclosure, you'll see. So, you know, for example, I build this staircase over here. Ignore this weird wonky S-shaped staircase. I end up doing just a straight staircase and theming it to the temple closer to the end of this time lapse. While, you know, on the far end, I go for the more wooden, I don't know exactly what to call it, but I will say when I look at it, I think of an actual, like, conservation area, like the edges of a giant safari. Like this would be the rooftop walkway, or like the wall top walkway. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting from the aesthetic we end up with. I quite like it. I think it looks really nice. I think it makes for a nice entrance look as well. Like it doesn't feel like it sticks out like a sore thumb. if you're walking from the Crocs into this area, it blends in very nicely. So I'm quite happy with how it looks. This junction over here was a bit more challenging, and I think I would say it remains a bit more challenging. There's still some figuring out to do. I thought some things worked out perfectly at the end of this time lapse, but I was mistaken, unfortunately. So there is a little bit of fiddling I need to do. And I couldn't quite figure out what the issue might be, so I do open it up to the floor, as I always and often do. So if you have any ideas about, again, when I go over what the issues are, if you have any ideas about what they might be and how we can solve them, feel free to let me know, because I do need to figure it out. Now, I did unpause there for a split second, only to get the habitat's bounds to update, so I could see what, if anything, needed changing. Of course, these all need to be climb-proof, so I go ahead and do that to make sure that the animals cannot climb out. And then over here, the animals had free reign to go in and out of this, staff area, I suppose we'll call it. And that's a bit of a problem. So I tried to build a cage over here as well. You'll see me very quickly check to see its height. I realize it's, the height's not right. But yeah, I think there's going to be a little bit of fixing that needs to be done there. But here you can see, because this is a bit closer to, I guess it's about right down the middle. So this is where I try to pull in the temple look and feel. And I don't know if our staff is actually able to use these stairs. And that'll be a bit of a problem if they're not. Of course, that'll be a huge problem if they're not able to use these stairs. But I can say right now, I'm not going to be all mysterious about it. Shortly after the time lapse, it temporarily looks like everything's going to work fine. But then as the session goes on, it looks like things aren't working fine. So there will need to be a little bit of fixing over here. Anyway, you can see I add a bit more of this kind of shrine temple aesthetic as well, just to make it all marry together a bit more nicely. If you're walking by it, I want it to look like this all, belongs and works together. No shortcuts to be taken over here. I was kind of tempted to, at one point, just because of the, I guess, situation, I was kind of tempted to be like, oh, you know what, this is good enough. And then I was like, hold on a second. No, it's not good enough. There's no such thing as good enough. There's never any such thing as good enough. We don't settle around these parts. So I decided to go ahead and build out the entire kind of temple walkway sort of a thing. But yeah, I'm quite happy with how it ends up looking. I think it is very unique. It helps this corner stand out even more. It makes the orangutan enclosure feel complete. And I might, in hindsight, now I realize looking at it, in hindsight, I might actually change how the staff flooring looks as well, make it out of stone rather than have it be the red pattern. And I do need to cap it off. I need to find a clever way to cap it off. But I realized at this point in the time lapse that I kind of want to test it out, see if this is actually working, how it's supposed to be working, before I overcommit, which maybe I've already kind of done. But before I overcommit, I just wanted to make sure everything was working. So that's basically all we get down to in this time lapse. You can see I'm having a little bit of trouble with the education boards over here. I was going to reassign them during the time lapse, but more on that in a bit, folks. That's where I'm going to call it here for this one, for this time lapse. There's plenty more to do in this session. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked the end result. As always, let me know down below. I'll look forward to your comments. All right, folks, that is the time lapse. I believe that should do the trick for us. Pretty sure I covered all my bases there. I apologize if anything's been left over that'll have to do outside of the time lapse, but there were some issues, obviously because I deleted the habitat entrance and whatnot. It is now unassigned. So Jay Chandra over here is acting like he doesn't belong here. All my education boards have been undone, but I think I have to hit play before it'll allow me to update any of that. So I figured I'd get out of the time lapse. And you can see over here, I did momentarily unpause the game. I try not to do that during a time lapse, but momentarily just to see how far our friend here and our friends, plural, coming soon, hopefully, how far they can go. And it looks like they're able to access basically everything, adding the little climbing element here means that they're actually able to crawl along the top of this, which was my initial intent. That was my original intent, is that they could actually climb. Because imagine being down here and looking up and seeing an orangutan above you. Like, that was the epic kind of moment that I wanted to build over here. Now, I was also hoping that they'd be able to climb some of these and maybe rest up top, but that might be reserved for some of our smaller apes and monkeys when we eventually add them. But for now, I'm pretty happy with how the overall enclosure experience seems to have played out. And I like our new and improved walkthrough area, again, based on your suggestions and ideas. Hopefully, I mean, it looks like based on the based on this view, it looks like we are not going to see any issues with. Oh, actually, I guess the game doesn't know about this area. I'm hoping that they can't fit through here. I'll have to find some way to prevent the orangutan from escaping here. We'll figure that out. We'll figure that out. But for now, I'm going to unpause momentarily. I'm going to see if my new barrier here, because that previous unpause was before this barrier was built. I'm going to see if that makes enough of a difference, and I'm also going to see if these education boards can be reassigned. So unpausing. By the way, it was I should have mentioned it before I unpaused. It was the 1st of January, and the year was 111. Literally like a once in a lifetime thing. So that's why I didn't want to keep time going forward. I was milliseconds away, clearly. Now it's the 2nd of January. But the date momentarily there was 111. Anyway, let's resume. Making a big deal out of it. Making a mountain out of a molehill here. But let's go ahead and see. Jay Chandra, where are you? Where are you, buddy? There you are. You feeling good? Hopefully. Let's go ahead and take a look at your habitat. Looks like we've blocked it off effectively enough. Good stuff. We could try and implement similar tactics to prevent them from coming up at all, but hopefully with no reason to go up there, they won't be doing that anytime soon. Looks like we don't have any issues. Power source inaccessible. Oh, right. When I was reworking the pathing and stuff, this must have happened. Easy enough to fix. Beautiful. Cool. So this enclosure should be fully functional, which is really exciting for me because of the effort put into it. Again, I was a little worried. What's going on here, folks? I was a little worried, though. Again, this is one of the more complicated, technically speaking, one of the most complicated enclosures I've made, I think. So I was a little worried about it. Now I'm a little worried about these education boards not allowing me to update. Because I even placed down a new blueprint during the time-lapse you must have seen. And it didn't allow me to edit what was actually on the board. Hopefully. Yeah, I don't know, folks. That's a bit of a problem. That's a bit of a problem. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and... Oh, yeah, look at that. People coming through. Actually, one thing that was suggested is it'd be cool after a time-lapse to take a look at the enclosure from the point of view of our guests, just to see what they're seeing and how they're experiencing things and how they might experience things. I really like that idea. So I'm going to try to start implementing that more often. Even these donation boxes. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and restart the game. I wouldn't be surprised if it's one of those weird bugs that's kind of like just made its way through. And a quick restart might solve it. So hang in there, folks. It'll obviously be a quick cut. Folks, seems like we've booted back into some rain for some reason. Not sure what happened there, but I quickly checked before the edit, and looks like, yes, we are able to now edit things. I don't know, very, very weird. It's not the first time that's happened, but, you know, the good old-fashioned turn it off and on again trick does the trick, you know, every so often. And just gonna quickly go. These ones are the tough ones. There we go. Just gonna quickly go through here. Not too many that I need to edit, but just want to do these really quickly, folks. I hope you all don't mind without having to edit in another time lapse. Really happy though with how this enclosure now functions. Again, I want to thank y'all in the comments for the suggestions and tips and ideas that you share, and I love the opportunity to explore crazy things like this with the patience that y'all exhibit. It's always very helpful. I'm super happy with this one. I was thinking about it, you know, all through the weekend in terms of like how we could improve it, what we could do, how we can guarantee its functionality from an in-game technical perspective. And I think we've basically got that in the bag, where our keepers can move around, it can be cleaned, all the feeding trays can be filled up and all that. So that's feeling pretty fantastic. Nice to try something a little wild every once in a while. Every once in a while. I'm kind of sorry about that one. All right, let's see. Guest education. We have none marked as red. All right, so before I hit play and I go around and take a look at things from guests' angles, I'm going to check if there are any animals that we can bring in. If my list is already set to the orangutan, it is. Wow, 651 for that. Immunity is kind of low, but that's not bad. Gonna go ahead. Oh, it's from a frontier zoo. I see. Well, let's go ahead and move you into quarantine up over there. Quarantine up over here. Thank you. You know what I wish I'd done before I reassigned all the education boards? Maybe I'll just do it next time lapse. Maybe I'll do it next session, rather. I don't think we'll have another one today. I'll be completely honest. Time is of the essence today. But I think I might move the keeper entrance over to here so that it's closer to the keeper hut. Though we could also maybe put another keeper hut down somewhere over here. We have a nice big space where we can put down a keeper hut, staff restroom, things like that. Staff room, not a staff restroom, but a staff, you know what I mean. And then we can hook it up over here, and it'd be easier to feed, the crocs and whatnot. We could maybe even hook it up over here, easier to feed the rhinos. Maybe that's what we'll do rather than swap this entrance around. Anyway, let's go ahead, and we've got the male in quarantine. We've got some more females we can get in as well. Again, it's a 1-to-6 ratio, right? 1 male, 6 females. These are not bad stats. Fertility is kind of low, but they're certainly not bad stats. And I believe we're looking at an okay age here. I should have checked the male as well. We'll live for 44, fertility until death. So I'm sure we're fine even with the male. I'm sure we're fine. Let's go ahead and animal market, please. Rati? Not sure how to pronounce it. Feel free to educate me in the comments, as always. And again, we have so many conservation credits. I don't mind things being a little bit pricier now. And obviously, we also have our animal storage with quite a few gharial. We've got, I believe, some of our tigers didn't get traded out either. I can't remember now. I believe I'm trading all you out, except for Veer. Veer is staying. Oh, such good stats. It's so hard to part with these animals. Anyways, we'll explore those options later. Let's take a look at the gharial, though. Let's see if we can't trade them out. Let's see what they go for in the market, and then trade some of them out because we just set them aside today. I might as well trade them out right away. When you've got, I try to do things together when I can, like when I'm on track for something. I try to get everything done all together, but sometimes I do get distracted. Trying to get better at that. A 500 for these stats. My gharial are far superior. Much better. I could probably be looking at 700s, 800s. I will experiment with those numbers because this is I mean 535 for pretty poor stats. Not trying to be mean to whoever put them up to trade. I'm just I'm being pragmatic and factual here. So let's say 8s to 1000s maybe. Because I mean, look at that. Look at that, right? Like that's got to be worth 1,000. Let's try it. Let's try it. Partial, bring me that money. Pihu. Remember when they were just babies? So fertility is kind of low over here, so fine. Even though I know the top 2 stats are the only ones that really matter, let's take a look at the fact that there's a red stat here, so fine. 800 instead, because the important stats are still very high. And Nithara, oh my god, look at that. Another 1k, I think. And we're at 1500 right now. Let's just keep an eye on that to see if we make any sales. Ndaksha, oh, look at that too. Amazing. And again, maybe I'm overpricing it, but I saw something for 500, which was, poor stats. Not even middling stats, poor stats. So I would like to see some of these trades get made. And let's also take a look at our snow leopards, maybe. Well, let's definitely take a look at our pronghorn antelopes. Got them right now. Top of mind, pronghorn antelopes. Where are we? Lemon P, there we go. There's a couple things I'd like to do. So 40, 100, 800. Helps that you're albino, I guess. There's the tax that comes with that, I guess. Senor. Those are poor stats. Not even fertile. Goani here. 85 for this? Oof. Alright, I mean, I'll stick to the low end, but that's... I mean, I get... Sure, let's go with 100. Let's go with 100. Maybe across the board here. Oops. Well, that was a mistake. Can't undo that. I don't... It can be very unresponsive sometimes. I play 2 games that have slightly unresponsive typing, and drives me wild. Drives me wild. Zane has some really good stats. I wonder if we keep Zane around until Searless... No, you know what? No. Let's let Zane go as well. He's my A, so let's go with 120 for you. I would love to do a bit of a study as to like how naming conventions and stuff affect people's purchase prices, their willingness to buy at a certain price and whatnot. Now, these are all trades that happened last session, I'm pretty sure. Let's go ahead and, or actually many sessions ago, some of them. Let's go to any species here. Try and close this menu if it'll let me. Come on now. All right. Organize it by like when the transaction happened. Like I haven't traded a bear's tapir in forever. Anyways, we'll see. We'll see. It looks like I was trying to trade out. Have I not managed to trade out Vethika yet? Come on. Let's see. The next page, please. Yeah, okay. Well, that's enough trading for now. Let's go ahead and hit play. Let our orangutan get done with quarantine. And as that's happening over here, let's take a look at adding our new exhibits that I was talking about. And then, like I said, we'll do a beauty pass, and that'll be a beauty pass for everything. Now, I wonder, do I want to put the exhibits over here, some over there? Maybe I could spread them out between the 2 areas. I'm tempted to put some up over here, really bring people all the way up, but I don't know about that. I don't know about that. It's already pretty crowded in terms of like food spots. I mean, I could put one up over here, maybe. One of the snakes or something. There's a nice spot over here. I could... Okay, here's what I'm thinking. What if I move the picnic table up over there and move this one, say, down over here? Not a lot of room to queue up if I do that, is the problem. Man. I wonder if I get rid of the picnic tables. I like the idea of being able to sit, but I would also like the idea of putting an exhibit in the center. Let's try that. Let's try that. If I were to put a... where is it? Small animal exhibit. In the center here. Because as we've seen before, it does work. The game does allow it, and allows people to see the animals. I wonder if it'll let me do this, though. It doesn't look like it wants to. Oh. Really? That's weird. I guess it has to be right next to it. Maybe I should think about this one later. Think about that one later. For now, though, let's let's undo the deletion of the picnic tables and the moving as well. And let's go ahead and get the one down here for sure that I want. Such messy weather. Such a crowded space as well. So I definitely want one down over here. Right? And then I want to get maybe one up over here as well. It could be a neat spot for it. If I could, yeah, there we go. There we go. Cool. So you kind of come through here, you can see something here, you can see something there, and then maybe you can see something up over here as well. We'll see if the game allows me to fit something up there. But for now, let's go ahead, take a look at exhibit trading, and we'll want to do a little bit of research here as well. So first things first, I want my giant... Oh, these are the things that make me really feel uncomfortable. Really uncomfortable. Just having them on screen is making my skin crawl. No joke. This is my... I used to be like this about spiders as well. But now it's Just roaches. I blame Fear Factor for that as well. Not something I should have watched as a kid. Alright, we've got our roaches coming in there. I'll deal with the power thing, don't worry about it. And then I wanted to have... Actually, you know what? No. Sorry. I'm going to send them to the trade center. These are going to be... Well, I don't want people eating next to burrowing roaches either. Oh. Tough thing to balance. Because I was like, okay, maybe these are snakes and then roaches come up over here. Alright, I'll look at that in a second. What's going on over here? Why are you not able to reach? Are you blocked from getting up here for some reason? You should be able to walk up there. These feeding stations can't be reached either. That's so weird. Got the path in here. I wonder if this is too tight, maybe? I'm gonna investigate that in a moment. I'll investigate that in a moment. Where was I? Right. I guess we'll get the roaches back over here. Because I definitely don't want roaches next to where people are eating. Let's take a look at exhibit trading. Good storage. Let's get you in there. Put them in the faraway one. So people can choose to completely ignore them if they wish. And let's go ahead and get the... Which snake shall I get first? No keepers assigned or free to visit. I'm going to take a look at that as well. Alright. Lots of issues popping up as I try to do this. Going to pause for a second here. Is it the Death Adder? Yes, we can put the Death Adder in over here. Let's do that. So exhibit trading. Let's go for the Death Adder. This is not alphabetical. Common Death Adder. Not available. Are you kidding me? No, that's my storage. Of course, not available in my storage. There we go. Death Adder. What name? Tempest. What a name. Really low longevity, but we'll probably be fine. No. Incompatible animals. I wonder if there are compatible pairs of exhibit animals. Get you in here. I do need to get power back here, of course. Just out of reach. This one is just out of reach. Now I could maybe nudge it over slightly. That wouldn't be enough. I think I just need to get another one. Maybe we can get... let's get you out of this group here. Can't fit you there. Oh, there we go. And if I could, I would love to adjust the train here. There we go. Wish I could flatten this. Maybe I'll just put a rock down to make it look the part. There we go. And I'd buy that for $1. All right, cool. So yeah, that should hopefully draw some more people back over here. Checking out some of these animals, and we can maybe get another exhibit up over here or up over here, something. We'll figure something out. We might even just put it down somewhere over here, or we could put it down, you know, up over here to draw more people up this way. But it does look like people are coming here to take a look at what? To take a look at the trees? What are you viewing the ivory from here? From here, really? Come on, guys. They're probably going to complain about the view. It's like, what am I supposed to do about that? You know what I mean? What am I supposed to do about that? Anyway, okay, so that's that taken care of. Let's go ahead. Let's unpause. Let's see what's going on here. Quarantine pass, ready to leave. Both of you. So let's go ahead and move both of you. Yeah, into the habitat. For which, by the way, keep the name suggestions coming. I did get quite a few last session, but like I said, I wasn't able to read through all the comments just yet, unfortunately. But do keep them coming, and I'll keep an eye out for new and old name suggestions before I pick, of course. Go ahead and make sure my work zones are all set up over here. You, and you need to be added. You've already been added. That's good. Right, so we should be good in terms of reaching the orangutan as far as the work zone is concerned. Yep, you've been moved as well. Good stuff. Multiple animals have low welfare. Not so ideal. A bit more research completed here. Indeed. Excellent. Let's go ahead and get... let's see. Platinum. Let's get you researching our roaches. Hope you don't mind. And let's get Brandy Lee here working on the common death adder. That's all of our new animals being researched. Now, let's see. Yeah, these stations cannot be reached. Is it because this is blocking everyone's path? Let's find out. Get rid of that. Maybe they can get through. Because if they can get through here, they should be able to get down here for sure. I want to see what happens here. Give it like a minute or something. More animals are being delivered to the area as well. Unfortunately, it is now snowing. Oh yeah, look at Buddy go. That's our male, I would assume. Yep. Bagascoro. Bagascoro? Enrichment's kind of low, eh? Not to worry. I need to do another animal management pass. What I'm thinking is... There we go. What I'm thinking is we'll do... next session... Ooh, little grab balls? What they want to play with? Okay. What about a large... Let's put a large ball down over here. You hear him? Oh, that was so cute. Let's get the grab ball, meanwhile. Maybe... somewhere up over here would be interesting. Because we know they can get up here. Let's put it down on the ground, though. Let's try and get them... at least interacting on the ground level. I believe they'll need some food enrichment as well. One tree forager is not good enough. Wow, they really require a lot of toys, don't they? They are very playful animals. They are very playful animals. I would expect the climbing platforms and stuff to do a little bit more for us, but I guess not. A block of frozen fruit, maybe. Maybe close to the little tunnel over here. Some interesting viewing potential. There we go. We'll see how they behave. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, I'm so excited. Play with the ball. No? Okay, go climbing. Do something. Do something fun. Come on. I need to fix this. This is not... There we go. Oh, man. He was just about to climb. I broke that. That's my bad. Let's just quickly check the traversability here. Yeah, we're still good. And they are able to climb this, right? Looks like it. I'm seeing the bars up here, and I'm seeing this is reversible, so they must be able to. Keep an eye on them. We'll keep an eye on them. But yeah, so I mean, if you were a guest coming through, right, there are quite a few spots to get some good views from, provided the animals actually move around. I mean, this right now, I mean, this is great. Expect this donation box to be a lot more full. Look at that. You got Buddy there playing. And in fact, if you were actually in the tunnel right now, which a lot of people are using. Oh, I love when things work out like this. That's awesome. Yes. What are you looking at over here? Is there another one over here? Or are you just being silly? Just being silly. Donation box is seeing some donations. Yeah. Okay, so these guys are pointing that way. Is there one over here? I don't see one over here. I see the one that's literally the opposite direction. Look at that. You can get this close. Now that is an elite zoo experience. There we go. There's all three of them. They're all over here for sure. Just yawned. Am I boring you? I can't wait to see them play. Oh man. Look at that. Look at those fangs. I love the face shape. Like, it's so... Unique. Beautiful. Yep, scratch your head, rub your belly, sure. Really makes me want to go to Toronto Zoo. Toronto Zoo's got a great orangutan enclosure. This video is not sponsored. I just really like it. All right, so why can't these guys reach here? So you can't reach any of this. Not enough room to walk? Plenty of room to walk back here. So I must be blocking access maybe here. I wish you could see I wish you could see the movement capabilities of your staff like you do for animals. Make this a lot easier. I'll figure out how I could test this without making a mess. I'll go ahead and say it's probably already too late for that. Do not want to remove any of these. Don't want to remove you, or you, or you. Oh my god, I'm just selecting things. There we go. Oh, I've just deselected everything. Folks, it might actually be time to start a new zoo soon. The frame rate drops are starting to become a little much, I think. So I'm wondering if it's almost time to start a new zoo as a result of that. That's a conversation for another time. For now, I just want to try and get these all selected. Go ahead and group you. Don't care that I don't have all of them selected. I just want at least some of them selected. I'm going to move you up. Temporary check, of course. Animal's hungry. I'm sure you'll get taken care of. Vet research complete. Take a look at that real quick. Motor dragon stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. And these are still unreachable, eh? It must just be that this is too tight, perhaps. Let's do another quick check over here. If I delete you. I didn't want it to look too messy is the thing. I don't know if that'll work any better. If I do that kind of a thing. Train modification failed. What if we don't flatten the train? Okay, so now we know that this connection works, but it looks like still nothing. Okay, so what if I get rid of this? Trying to find the problem spot. Still nothing. Now these things do typically update as you make changes. I'm not sure. Oh, that's too bad. I was so happy to see that it was working, or it seemed like it was working technically. I need to figure out exactly what the problem spot is. I don't know if it's just the size of the thing either. It could be that too. It's just too big, maybe. Maybe. Anyways, let's take a quick peek at some of our animals here. See them in action. Some crowds over here have formed up. Yeah, you can see them back there. Quick check here. That's pretty good. These donations are pretty good. And money is back up to 1.4 after we were hovering in the 1.3s, so that's feeling pretty good. Multiple animals have low welfare. Titan beetle. Why am I not surprised? Go ahead. We'll keep some of the males and some of the females. Send the rest to the trade center. So again, yeah, I'm thinking next session I'm going to have to do a bit of a... what's wrong? Cleanliness? I'll keep her here. I think next session what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a bit of a management rotation. Look at everyone's happiness, everyone's enrichment. Look at all the toys and stuff. I'm going to do a beauty pass alongside that. I think that's what next session is going to focus on. I want to make sure all of our animals are happy. I want to make sure they're all entertained. I want to make sure everything is working, that we're not seeing overcrowding and things like that going on, which we are seeing right now. So cute. They look so... they're so adorable. This is them fighting. Cute sounds. Okay, where's our extra? Rhea's about to die of old age. Oh, I want to be there for that as well. Who's the mum? Chipauhua, I'm pretty sure, is the mum. Rhea just passed away. Another one. Now that is an unfortunate loss. Another one for our memorial. Alright. Back to the Baird's tapirs here. The Chipauhua, again, I'm pretty sure is the one we brought in. 13.7 years old. You're the male. There are female. Oh, 66, 41, 100. 58 on that first one over here. 66. I might want to keep Zianya, who's our own, I believe. Yes, we'd have to get rid of both Chipauhua as well as Xolotl. You know what? No, we'll release Zianya into the wild, I think. Still some time for Chipauhua and Xolotl to give us some babies. So Zianya, that's your last act in this zoo, and then we will release you to the wild. There we go. Ooh, looks like we did make a trade before that went out, so that's good. That's good. Toy enrichment. Yeah, see, toy enrichment and stuff, it's all dropping across the board because we haven't refreshed it, so we definitely have to do that next session, I think. What's the deal here? The glass is still taking damage? Let's go ahead and call the mechanic. Let's actually change the mechanic visit to be every 3 months. Clearly we need it. Alright. Here he is, though. Playing with the ball back there. It's our king of the swingers. We got our, queens last time. Okay. I can't wait to just discover all the animations that they have for the apes. This guy's judging me, by the way. That's what's happening right now. He heard me. He heard the joke I made, and he's clearly unimpressed. Folks, we're about to lose an A-star Timberwolf as well. Lots going on right now. Lots of unhappy, well, not unhappy animals. They're still overall happy, but just unenriched animals, which I'm personally not happy with, of course. So I hope you enjoyed this session, but this is where I'm going to have to call it, unfortunately. We will manage some of these things next session. We'll improve the situation for all of our animals, make sure they're a lot more enriched, and then I'll go ahead and do the beauty pass back over here, get all this stuff looking like it belongs, get this stuff looking like it belongs as well. Hopefully we'll be able to draw people back here. Looks like that's still, oh, it's kind of started to happen. Look at that. Look at that. Max happiness. That's amazing. That's what I like to see. Now you're headed to Kathmandu. I like to see that as well. Good stuff. But yeah, so we'll beautify all that. We'll beautify this. We'll beautify this. And we'll try and make sure this is all running. And we'll also make sure all of our animals are enriched. Again, folks, I hope you enjoyed this session. If you do, you know what to do. Let me know by leaving a like and a comment down below. And if you have any suggestions on how to make that enclosure work and how to make sure that our keepers are able to get around, do let me know down below as well. I cannot stand to see Zaire bid us farewell this session to end it. I would much rather end it on the happy note of our orangutan judging me for my jokes. Much happier note. As always, a massive thanks goes out to all of my channel members and patrons for supporting the channel on a monthly basis. You keep us alive and running smoothly. And a big old thanks goes out to each and every one of you for watching. Until next time, cheers.